given, let us rejoice and be glad that we are in it. Sound here.
There we are. I'd just like to tell you that we are glad that you have joined us this morning, and we love you. God loves you, and you love your neighbors, so give them a greeting, a good old chapel greeting. We'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Barb Leonard for anybody that doesn't know who I am. And we'd like to welcome our online people. You'll notice that we have a camera on, and you can look in the next week or so online at www.garden.com, and you will be able to hear the service again. Find the Ray. So interesting that you want to hear him again? Then you can tune in there and you can send it to your friends and you can tell people about it. And we have a congregation that watches us via the online every week, so we welcome them as well. I'd like you to be with me for the opening prayer, and I'm dedicating this one to my friend Reverend Joyce that's in our congregation, because the most favorite prayer that she and her husband had was the Our Father. So would you join me? You may rise. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I'd like to have you seated now. I would like to welcome some of the people that are in the congregation. As I mentioned, Reverend Joyce Slayman is here. She had been ordained by the previous church, and she is good enough to serve us from time to time. She's going to help us with the clairvoyance at the end. I'd like to say thank you to a lot of the members that have come back and the faithful ones that are here every week. And also give a little welcome to the fellow that we have on the roster today. And we're talking about Ray Helm. Now, you may not have heard of Ray, but I know that he does a lot of teaching. And I know that people that have taken his class calls him Dr. Love. I wonder what that means. His wife's in the congregation, so be careful what you think. But it's because Ray is a person that comes from a true place in his heart and what he says and what he brings to you. I'd like to thank Iris Gibbs, who gives us every time that she can the beautiful music of ministry. And of course, we acknowledge anybody else that in our congregation that is part of our volunteers that keep us going every week. Now, anybody here for the first time? Okay. Well, we'd like to welcome you. Give a big chapel welcome. Give them a hand. And those people that are sitting behind them can see which hands went up or are friends with them. Let us all know that they are new to the congregation and welcome them when it comes time for coffee and have a little chat so that they'll be glad to come back again. And we'd love to have them again. We're going to play and stand and sing the next song, which is number 36, When the Saints Come Marching In. But I'm going to tell you a little story while Iris is getting ready here. She phoned me this week and said, I'm having In the Garden as the one for when you come on the rostrum. And then we're going to have the Saints Come Marching In as the next one, just preceding the talk. And then she said, because I didn't want to do When the Saints Come Marching In when you're walking up, because you haven't made that level yet. I represent that. So you like to stand up and sing.
fantastic.
Boy, that got us awake, got us moving. And now would you like to give your attention and your love to Dr. Love, who's going to come and give you a little bit of talk from the heart, right?
Oh. Well, this is a great privilege for me to be here today. Can everybody hear me without this, or do you still need me to use this? When Barbara extended the invitation for me to come here and speak with you tonight, I never pass up an opportunity to express the spirit of love to as many people as I possibly can. My ministry has been a divine one, as yours has. And today, I would just like to amalgamate my divine heart with your divine heart in the spirit of love. I've been a spiritualist probably ever since I've been 17. I'm 53 now, which gives me about 37 years experience. And I feel like I'm just started in the expression of the spirit of love. I see how myself and other people around the world have been caught up in the world of judgment. Speaking and thinking through the head mind rather than speaking and thinking through our heart mind. I've done many experiments in my life, and I'm still in an experiment. I think you are too. I think we will all continue to be in one big divine experience for the rest of our life. Whatever we do here on earth, while we are granted the privilege to be here on earth, we get to sow the seeds. We get to be the creators for what we can do now. For when we do come back, we will come back to what we've created while we're here in these bodies. I see mankind going through, including myself and each one of you, whether we like it or not, we're all growing and going through this transformation together. From a caterpillar to a butterfly. A caterpillar of mental judgment that we've been encased with for many thousands of years, communicating with each another mind to mind. And unfortunately, it's come from a human perspective, a human consciousness, concepts, which are not the divine. We have been searching, we go to churches, we look around for all the great spiritual leaders of the world to listen to them because we want to find the journey from our head to our heart. We want to stop this head mind of ours from thinking. And we want to start speaking and thinking through our heart mind, which is in the expression of the spirit of love. I always say, love first, love second, and love last. I do believe that the vibrational current that we all are, our divine essence and source, is love. Originally, if we can remember back, and I'm here to recall your memory, and I hear memories from other people come to me to remind us of where we came from. We were heart beings once upon a time. We communicated heart to heart with each other in the spirit of love. We actually lived with the feeling of the vibration of love. And as I'm connecting with each one of your hearts right now, you're feeling that divine connection, of love connection between us. For me, I can live in love, and I can hold this mind of mine absolutely still, so it doesn't think anything in a human way. And I'm inviting you to experiment as I have been experimenting, and practice, makes perfect. To become this divine portal where I have not come with pre-planned speeches or anything. I've come to you in the spirit of love to share my love with you. And then I know my mind My head mind supports my heart mind with the right things to say at the right time, at the right moment to the right people. It's like God taking over. When I think and speak through my heart mind, and in every moment of my life, not just here at church, but in every communication I have with any person, it's heart to heart. If you come at me with your mental judgments, I will accept them for what they are. I know you're still in your cocoon. I will constantly connect with you through the heart to heart. I will love you back, even if you hate me. Love controls everything. In the mineral kingdom, in the plant kingdom, and in the animal kingdom, love prevails. Guess what? There is no judgment. Nothing judges life the way it works. The spirit of love, truth, and life is dominating on earth. Earth! Most people think it's round. Remember when we thought it used to be square once upon a time? Then we discovered it's round. Guess what? I got news for you. It's really a big heart. And that's what we live on. Is Mother Earth. It's constantly loving, forgiving us, even because of all of our human ways. The rest of creation responds in love and does not judge. Life. Human beings have to come to the position of being the crowning creation here on earth to also reciprocate that love. I'm speaking on the basis that whatever divine intelligence comes through this open, still mind. This head mind of ours is supposed to be a receiver, not a transmitter. We're supposed to receive divine intelligence, and I express the spirit of love into everything I do. So I really do believe, and I do live this way, that every moment of my life, it's not so important what I say to you, but it's what I feel to you. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, feeling or thought? I really do believe that before we ever think anything, we feel something. And out of our feelings, out of our temple of God, which we are, out of what we feel, out of the abundance of the heart, we speak after we think it. So I'm on this cruise of living, feeling love all the time in an unjudgmental way. And every feeling that I have of love generates thoughts of love. And everything that I think, I then speak in the spirit of love. And I think that's where all of mankind's going. We're coming out of judgment, and we're coming into love with each other. We're halfway out of this cocoon. Some of us are sticking our heads out in the spirit of love. We're loving first, thinking second, and speaking last. Love is once again starting to control this human race, as love controls the animal race, the vegetable, plant kingdom race, and the mineral race. All we have to do, this is not a complex situation. We just have to stop thinking with our human minds. Thinking that we know the way when the way is already here. The divine design of life is evident all around us. This is heaven on earth. You were made in the image and likeness of God. Everything is God. We have God human beings. We have God animals. God trees, God rocks. And guess what? The power of communicating heart to heart with each other God not only reciprocates between all of us right now and brings us all into oneness of being, but it also connects us with the 6.5 billion people that are around the world, because the heart does not judge. When you express the spirit of love in every moment of your life, and you begin to observe and discern rather than to judge or analyze, you begin to see the outworking of love everywhere. But through my exploratory mind, I see where this connection of love is not only connecting with us all together in oneness of being and love, but I can see my connection with all the other heart beings around the earth that are beginning to turn into butterflies. I'm also connecting my heart with other planets and life essences that I do believe are heart. They're not head cases. They're heart cases. I think we're going through some wonderful transformation times. And the people that are going to stay in their heads are going to have some huge mental problems. The people who start to think and speak through their heart mind, which is probably 1,000 times bigger than your head mind, are really going to connect with the whole. They're really going to connect with all of life. There is no problems in the expression of love. In the divine sense of things, the only problem on earth is human beings. We're the only ones out of sync, because we're not heart, we're heads. And we're beginning to understand this. But understanding is just one step. Until you express the spirit of love into your heart every moment of your life, you do not know love. You can theorize it, analyze. I've seen some of the best, closest spiritual people that I know on the face of this earth, and if you're coming from their head, they don't love. You come from your heart, mind, you love. True intelligence, true divinity of being is what we are. If we do not mentally accept our Lord expression here on earth, each one of us, for as much as we can put it out, then we deny ourselves. You know, your head mind is either your greatest friend or it's your worst enemy. Another thing I often remind myself of is to mind my own divine business and let everybody else mind their divine own business. Nobody has the right to look at my divine business, and I don't have the right to look at your divine business. But if we let the divine look at our personal business, then we get to represent the divine rather than the human inside of ourselves. It's a human concept to call yourself human beings. I look upon you as divine beings. I look at you as the expression of the spirit of love. I know a state that I've been practicing for 37 years to hold my mind absolutely still, so that in every moment of my life I can greet you heart to heart, just with the feeling of love. I don't think of what I'm going to say to you, and I surely don't know what you're going to say to me. All I'm watching, when anybody speaks to me out of the abundance of their heart, whether they live in hell or whether they live in heaven, you will speak to me in the language of love, or you will speak to me in the language of judgment. To to me, you're either choosing to crucify yourself and everybody else around you, or you're choosing to love me more than you've ever loved me before. And guess what? Depending upon how much love I have for you, tells me how much love I have for myself. And I love myself so much. I am the Spirit of love. I am one of the 7 spirits, the Spirit of love. You are divine creatures. You are divine beings. Don't believe your mind that you're not. Don't believe your mind that you're anything less than everything that you can be. And I really suggest for you to do the same thing as me. Go for the gusto. I just wonder how much love I can love in life. How much love can I love you? I've learned to love the good, to love the bad, and to love the ugly. There's nothing that my mental mind can't throw up to me that I can't say that I don't love. I make sure love is in control. My last name is Helm. Means the steering ship of a boat. I make sure that love is at my helm all the time in my head, so that I think about one thing every moment of my life, and I just get better as I go along. I think about my expression of the Spirit of love. I think about blessing you every moment of my life. I think about building my immune system as much as I possibly can, because there's no greater pill on earth than the expression of love going through yourself to heal every cell that's in your body. To also heal every cell that's in every other person's body. You know, when Christ was on earth, he just reminded people of the powers that they have when they're centered in the Spirit of love, when they're centered in the God expression of their being, when they let God control their head rather than them try to manipulate it or think that they are God. The divine design of life is God. The Spirit of love, truth, and life is God. If you or I ever think that we know it, we're missing the boat. You know how many people are missing the boat but getting back on the boat now, which is wonderful. You are seeing spiritualists, Derrick Whiteskycloud, everybody all around Barb, they're coming out of the woodworks, man. We are coming out of our closets. We are beginning to express the Spirit of love way more than we'll ever judge again. And since the year of 2000 to the year of 4000, we will be locked in the era of love for the next 2,000 years. After that, we'll start the era of harmony. My personal mission in life is to have peace inside of myself, to be the expression of love, and to be in harmony with as many people as I can be, heart to heart, loving you ever increasingly, ever more, every moment of my life. To letting this divine intelligence of being that we all are think and speak through our heart. I don't even know what I'm saying to you right now. We are all divine channelers. And if we stop our mind from humanly thinking about anything, and we trust that as soon as we stop this mechanism from going ourselves, that divine inspiration comes to us. Divine intelligence begins to be a reality here on earth. Before I hit that coffin, whenever that's going to be, I would like one thing written on my coffin. And I hope somebody here beats me to it. That he was the greatest divine lover that has ever been on earth. If we have a race in life to see who's going to make it to the finish line first, I sure hope you beat me and can love more than me. Because that's real divine friendship. That's real divine participation with this whole earthly scheme of things that we're supposed to be playing such a major role in. So the head cases still around the world that are growing out of their cocoon into being a butterfly are beginning to love. Don't fight with them mind to mind. You'll lose the battle. Keep centered in your heart where your God center is. Up here we're top heavy, you know. Here we're centered. The heart does not judge. The heart only loves. All you have to do in life, trust me, until you do it, you won't know it, is love. Feel it. Stop it from there. Don't let your mind think of anything. No thoughts at all. You will find the divine intelligence starts to come through. Just feel the love. Communicate. Be at peace with yourself inside yourself. Remember, you are the temple of life. Of life. You are your own individual churches. You are your own sanctuaries. What are you doing inside of your sanctuary? Are you blessing it? Or are you cursing it? We all have the choice to destroy ourselves or to heal ourselves. Whatever we do for ourselves, we do for each other. So am I a blessing or am I a curse? First of all, to myself. There's nobody here on earth that can ever judge me without having judged themselves. And when they get nothing but the spirit of love back to them, it really puts them off balance. They don't know what the hell to think about that. I tell them, don't hurt yourself. Heal yourself. Why would you ever want to crucify yourself? Why would you ever want to judge yourself? Why would you ever want to do that to your temple? Why do you want to kill yourself? Doesn't make sense. To me, it's mental insanity. Absolute mental insanity. But hey, everybody has their choice. And whatever they choose, I honor. They are a God of judgment, or they are a God of love. I've learned in my lifetime not to spend too much time with gods of judgment. It's too much hell. I don't really like it. And spending most of my time with heart beings, divine beings, that we can speak in the spirit of love all the time. I'm healing my body for all the pains and sufferings that I've put myself through judgment in the past. And I'm beginning to bless myself so wonderfully that I can hardly even stand myself now. I'm just wondering how blessed I can get. And guess what? When I bless myself, I bless you. I bless the whole world. And guess what? Nobody can stop me. So you get my divine blessings whether you like it or not. That's what I'm like. I'm at the helm of this body. I get to choose what I want to do. You get to choose what you want to do. But what about if we get out of this individual choice thing and we give it to the divine spirit of love, truth, and life to communicate through us? See, we're at square one. We have really not been conscious God beings on earth. We have been lost human beings trying to find our God beings. We have been trying to find our identity from our head mind to our heart mind. We have been trying to find life because we felt nothing but death in the past. I don't know how long I'm supposed to speak. Just 2 more minutes. So I really appreciate this time I had with you. And I would just like to end with one of my favorite books, The 7 Steps to the Temple of Life. Or maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll share with you my most favorite poem. And this is all about the magical aspects of attitudes. It goes like this. Any moment of hating, any moment of lying, any moment of resentment is a moment of dying. Any moment of loving, any moment of giving, any moment of thankfulness is a moment of living. All our moments add together like a digit in the sum, and the answer tells us plainly whether life or death shall come. Thank you very much. You are divine, beautiful, loving spirits.
And we could take a lot of the advice that Ray has given us and take it home with us. And when we start analyzing other people and start judging, just remember, go to the heart. How would you like to be treated? So, we are a healing ministry, which everybody does know. And we have a bowl in the back in the healing area that if you have anyone that you want to pray for, put their first name in the bowl. This also can happen for the people online. They can email us, first names only. The minute that thought goes up and you've asked someone else to pray, it goes to God and the energy starts going, and it will add one to the other, because where one prayer or one thought is put forward, it's added to by other thoughts and prayers. It is multiplied 10 times, 10 times, 10 times in perpetuity for every person who puts the prayer forward. So God hears that prayer and helps us with the healing. During the healing meditation, which we will be doing, the healer and facilitators will be at the back where the red chairs are. If you choose to have hands-on healing, direct healing, you may go back there. The remainder of the people in the congregation are asked to take that energy into their own system and heal themselves, and then pass it on as it's instructed in the meditation to the world around us, to the room, to your families, and so on. And so if the healing facilitators and anybody who would like healing can go to the back. We also would like you to make sure that you give us the names of any of the congregation that happen to be in hospital, or if they happen to be ill and they're at home and they need any help. We have a bunch of really wonderful volunteers that are in our pastoral ministry, and we'll do the angel and the run thing. So whatever their needs are, we will try to meet that. Okay? So if everybody just relax and put on the meditation. Comfortable position and take your thoughts inward and upward to a little spot in the universe where God resides and healing begins. Allow the energy to move through the tips of your toes, moving upwards, moving round and round the body. And allow it to come up through the top of the head and flow over the body like a gentle summer rain. As you breathe in again, feel the energy bringing alive all the cells of the body that work together with all of the organs. And allow those organs to be like a wonderful symphony concert orchestra that play their instruments independently, but they play with such harmony and such rhythm that they are working for the whole beauty of the piece they are playing. And as you breathe the energy in and revitalize all of the energies in the body, in the cells, and the organs, know that you are doing that to bring healing to the whole. And as the energy comes in again through the tips of the toes, allow it to expand into the mind. Let the mind open and be receptive. Let the mind be positive and be healthy, so that it may touch the dreams, the ideas that God has to make you all that you can be. Allow those dreams, those thoughts, those energies to come through the mind to healthy growth, so that they will grow and produce the dream that God has for you. Breathing in again, allow yourself to come in touch with the Spirit, that part of yourself that is always perfect. And allow the Spirit to communicate to the mind and the body what it needs for this journey that it is having in this physical existence. And as you have healed your own self, body, mind, and spirit, be like a pebble in a great pond of energy, and allow your energy to roll forward and ripple outward, and let it touch each member in the room. And joining together, allowing the energy to draw through everyone to facilitate the healing. Taking a deep breath now, think about outside of this room into the community of your family, the community around you, of your teachers and your leaders, and allow that energy to ripple out and touch all of them, so that they too may experience the wonderful healing, the wonderful peace. Allow that energy now to go forward into the world, and not only touch the world's leaders, but to touch the animals, the vegetation, the waters, the atmosphere, so that they may be healed. And let us be thankful to the animals and the vegetation and the minerals that give of themselves and serve us so greatly and feed us so well. Allow us now to reach out into the universe, into other parts of the universe that we are not familiar with, for many mansions in God's world that we are not aware of every room in every mansion. But we send love and we send caring, for God promises us that love and healing is never ending. And all we need to do is ask, and the energy will follow the intention of the thought, and the healing will begin. circle back to the seat of the soul, take a few moments just to sit quietly before you come back to your everyday, workaday world, to enjoy the tranquility and the peace of the healing area of your garden, the inner garden of healing. And know that you may visit here at any time. And God has promised the love and the healing is never ending. So open your hearts, your mind, and your hand. God bless you, and He sends His angels to keep after you. Thank you to the healing facilitators and to the Spirit and the energy from God to help us heal, and the healing that we send out to help heal the earth. A generous member of our congregation has volunteered to do a paper for us, a newsletter, and they're open to suggestions. So if anybody has any suggestions of what you would like in the newsletter, that would be great. We have, of course, next week, Cheryl Brewster. You'll rather enjoy Cheryl. She did a talk for us at our Break Fest service and was quite well received. Very gentle lady, but she not only is an intuitive consultant, works with people on an individual basis, teaches at New Westminster Secondary High School in the evenings to help people learn their intuitiveness, but she's bringing it to the corporate floor now, where some corporate people are wanting to bring this inner ability that we have of sensing and using our intuition into their workplace, and so she's working in that area. So we're really pleased that she's going to join us next week. The other information of the big event that we're having is in your fold-out. We have the big dance that's coming up in September. Tickets are on sale now. This is going to be an annual event that we will have in place of having a Christmas party, because everybody's so business and everything running around at Christmas, and they're spending all their money, and they don't get time to really enjoy each of the parties because they're party out. So we would like to do a celebration for Thanksgiving for the harvest and Thanksgiving for the harvest in our own lives. So that's there, and we'd like you to join us. The tickets are on sale. We have the foundation of our chapel, really are our volunteers. We have a volunteer coordinator, and that's Maureen Lum. She's also joined us on the board of directors, and Maureen would be more than pleased to have you put your name on the list of volunteers and bring your talent to our church and chapel. And so if you'd like to talk to her and join us afterwards for coffee and things of that nature. We also have envelopes that are on the welcoming desk. And if you want to take one, put your name and address on it, and check every week, and we'll put it back in. And you can put your offering in that so that we can keep track of it and give you a receipt at the end of the year. At the moment, we are in the midst of being license or getting the number for the taxation. So we're keeping very close track of everything at any rate until such time as we are able to give receipts for the taxation. We have to get a specific number. And I must say thank you to Janet, who's in the congregation, for all the help. That's Ray's wife that helped me get things ready for that. Part of the filling out the papers that I just absolutely dreaded, and I just took a look at them, was overwhelmed. So she did give me assistance there. So we are going to wait upon your offering now. We have an offering piece of music. Well, before we do that, let's find out if there's any birthdays. Do we have any birthdays or anniversaries out here? Are we good to just sing happy unbirthday to ourselves? Doesn't look like we have anybody celebrating birthdays. They must all be out at the beach.
My daughter and her future husband.
Okay, well, we'll sing for your daughter, okay? And we'll just get Iris here to give us a bit of music. Give you a little thought about what your offering is, and page 21, called Garden of Life. We're just learning this song because Celia and I wrote this together within about a 5-minute time. The music and the words came in, and Celia put the music down for us. So Iris, if you would please. While receiving these gracious offerings of thanksgiving, we ask you, God, to bless the givers and give us guidance to use these tithes to the highest and best interest of the chapel and its congregation. This is a part that we come to that is different a little bit from the average church that you'll go to. And this is when we have an opportunity to open our awareness up and pull in the energy and give back to Spirit the opportunity to come through us and connect with the congregation. We are online. We've told you we're on television, so to speak. We're on internet television. And if you do not choose to have a message, we are not filming you, but if you do not choose to have a message, just say no thank you. And Reverend Slayman is going to give me a hand. I was going to tell Brady he'd give us a hand too, but he's sneaking off.
You know what?
We would get lots of love messages, I think. Don't you think? Yes, I think so. Especially after what we had today, we ought to be up there and really able to go. So Reverend Joyce Slayman said that she would help me, and we will just go wherever it is. We won't use the mic. So, or maybe you should, Joyce, because sometimes your voice drops a little bit. Well, thank you very much, and I thank you, Joyce, and your workers and my workers for giving us a hand here. And I hope you all realize that even if you didn't get a direct message, there is always a reason that God has brought you here, and it will either have come in the address that Ray did, which was absolutely magnificent, something there that you can take home and help you, or something that's even given to someone else. Your angel Sarah making you aware, hey, that sounds like that could be for me. It probably is for you as well. Okay, well, thank you so much for giving us all your attention. We would like to thank Iris again, because this hot weather has not been great, and it has been a bit uncomfortable sometimes sitting on that bench, hasn't it, Iris? But thank you so much for your ministry of music. We'd like everybody to join together and hands across the road or around the circle, if we can do a circle. And Iris is going to play number 8. I'm going to ask Joyce to do the closing prayer when we get in the circle. Okay? And by the way, if everybody would help us put the chairs away and join us afterwards.